Hi guys, John Allred again. Had a great Wednesday run today. Hope yours are going good. On my run, I was thinking about this 250 year anniversary of ours, and I was looking at the timeline. And I thought, was George Washington really our first president? I mean, he was elected president in 1887. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. War was over by 5-6 years later. Who was running the country? Did we have a president? Was George Washington the first president? Well, the answer to that is yes and no. Okay, he was the first president elected by the Electoral College, but we didn't even have an executive branch when we first became a country. The British soldiers were still on our soil, still in camp, still flying their flag. They were waiting for us to fail, and we were on the verge of failing. Congress was meeting. Congress appointed, we had no president. Congress appointed, by unanimous vote, the first president of Congress under the Articles of Confederation, which is what was running Congress. And the first president they elected was a gentleman by the name of John Hanson. Now, Elliott Smith was a biographer. He wrote a biography on Hanson. And in there he said that during the Revolutionary War there were two leaders. George Washington was the military leader, never better leader at all for military. And John Hanson was the political leader. And in there he said that he was the most honorable, hard-working politician ever known. And Congress put him in. He didn't really want to be president. George Washington had gone back to Mount Vernon, and he would come in periodically to help with the Constitution. But he went ahead and served. And he didn't have all the rights the president has, all the power the president has, but he did unbelievable stuff while he was in office. He established the first Department of Foreign Affairs. That way he got rid of the British soldiers that were on our soil and all the flags that were there and all the other militaries that were on our soil. He also established the Department of Treasury. I mean, how are we going to collect taxes? In fact, we didn't even have it in taxes. There were no taxes till 1913, and they were established to pay for World War I. You know how we got money? We charged tariffs. I love it. We charged tariffs, and we had tariffs and that's all we had until 1913 when the 16th Amendment was passed. We started charging income tax, and that was by John Hanson. That paid for the tariffs, formed the Department of Treasury. He also was the one responsible for taking the fourth Thursday of November for Thanksgiving Day. And that's how I had Thanksgiving Day in November. It was because of John Hanson. Smith, the biographer, calls him the forgotten president. Now, there were 14 of those 1 year calling to be presidents of the Congress. He was the first, and he was the most powerful, and he got more done than anybody else. The office was done away with as soon as they elected George Washington through the Electoral College. But they called him the forgotten president, but he's not. If you go to the Washington today and go to the Capitol today, you'll see in the Capitol building, in the middle of the floor of the Capitol building, is a full-life statue of John Hanson, the first president of the United States. Mr. President, they call you the forgotten president. Mr. President, you're forgotten no more. Thank you for your service. And have a great anniversary, happy anniversary to everybody for 250 years of the United States.